behind the scenes with future country rock blues kings and queens. Discover them first with Palm Mash TV. Palm Mash TV.
Well, hello there. It's Paul Mash TV time again. Thank you so much for joining us. We got another great interview coming up for you in just a moment. But before we begin, don't forget about that subscribe button and the bell below you there. Hit both of those, and anytime a new episode comes your way, you'll be notified. You can check that out and leave a comment on the comment section if you'd like. And if you're on Facebook, go to facebook.com/Paul Mash TV. And you can follow us there, send us an inbox, even comment on the things you see there. And we accept emails as well. It's paulmashtv, all one word, @gmail.com. And if you're a band or even a solo artist that want to get some exposure and be on our show, you can send us an email with that, and we'll show you how to do that. But we love fan mail as well. So if you're just simply a fan, send us an email, and we'll get back to you. And all this is going to be recapped at the closing credits at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. From Bowling Green, Kentucky today, we have Big V of a group called Nappy Roots. They were a big-time group for several years, and Big V has now ventured out on his own. And he's a really awesome artist. We're lucky to have him on the show, so we're going to get to that in 1 second because it starts right now. Okay, everybody, it's time for interview time, and we got a special guest today. You probably heard of the group Nappy Roots. Well, Big V here was part of that group, and we're happy to have him here today. Thanks for joining us, Big V.
What up, though? How you doing, man? You all right?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Glad that you can make it today.
Oh, man, glad to be in the building.
Why don't we start off the usual question that I like to ask? How did it all begin for you as far as being an artist?
Oh, man, in the beginning to be an artist, I come from small segregated neighborhood in Bowling Green, Kentucky. A lot of across the street from a gambling house. My mom's from Franklin, so we moved in the next town over, the bigger growing town. And I became this neighborhood guy that seen the winos sing, and my mom was an evangelist and a pastor, so it was a lot of expression, and I became this beatboxing Bobby Jones kind of wino sound, and it just kept growing and growing. And met some guys going to college where I live at Western Kentucky. A guy happened to be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Jr. that was going to Western and was going back to California. So, here, Reem, take some of his music, man. He put it on the AR's desk at Atlantic Records, and the rest was history. In 1998, signed the first rap record deal in my small town.
Well, that's a good story there, Big V. I'm glad you're doing what you're doing. I did say at the beginning, though, that obviously you're no longer with Nappy Roots. Is there a story behind why you left, or?
Oh, I had to go home and raise children. Kids was left on my mom's stoop at my mom's house, and their mother never looked back. So I had to give rap a pause. And my kids needed a dad, not a rap star. So I hung up the shoes on that, had some pretty good kids, became a life coach, and I've cared for some pretty good people. And now it's time for back to the day of V as a solo artist.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, well, I'm glad you're doing it because obviously you were good with Nappy Roots, and you're good as a solo artist too. So,
thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Well, what were some of the artists that you grew up with or knew at the time that helped influence you to be the artist you are today? I mean, I'm sure there's a few other mainstream artists that really influenced you.
I thought Elvis Presley was the most. I like Jim Croce. Grew up listening to America, Paul McCartney, the Beatles, Mike Jackson, and Prince were my Tupac and Biggie early. Um, listened to a lot of Fleetwood Mac and a lot of Motown. And then country music, my stepfather Stanley would listen to Don Williams and Kenny Rogers, Allen in the Stream, and just several music influence. And
Mm,
always in the churches. So every time it was just another opportunity to listen to a special voice and kind of in church you kind of play it like somebody would sing it. So that formed my identity. And I became a beatboxer and,
hmm
keep the rhythm, set the mood, the vibe. And afterwards, after that, truly just Big Daddy Kane, 8 Ball MJG, um, the typical kid experience, except for Tribe Called Quest and Outkast was
mm.
more my vibe. And 8 Ball, my grandmother from Tennessee, so it kind of just was a natural, that's what I want to be.
Mm. Yeah, and I say this all the time on my show, that it's really the legends that really make it, possible for a lot of musicians today. And you mentioned Jim Croce, and he definitely was. Elvis was, all those other bands. I mean, they were really legends in their own time, if you think about it.
Oh, I think legends in all times. I love Neil Diamond and
hmm
his melodic and hands touching hands. And then the gruffy of Springsteen. And I love Tone Loc and Wow, dang. The real great artists, that had, I don't care what you were doing, you stop and you like these people's work.
Yeah, exactly. And you mentioned another one just a second ago, Neil Diamond. Yeah, I think he's still going strong, but he's probably about what 70 now. But he was an excellent musician.
Yes, Barry White, Marvin Gaye. Um, a real big fan of Jay-Z.
hmm
8 Ball's my favorite. I love 50 Cent and Rick Ross. Man, I just like great music. I'm a fan of great music.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with Marvin Gaye either. But um, well, some people might be watching this right now, and they either may have not have heard of you, or if they have heard of you, they might want to know how to get in touch with you. Tell us all the streaming platform stuff you can get your music on, as well as social media. We'd love to
I
hear.
have a new single right now on all platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, called All Night Long.
hmm
Ain't long enough. And several other songs. And that you can move your coffee table at night and really, have a moment with your person, belly rub, like that. And it's still great, America's Soul, kind of all in one, all those influences. And having the pleasure to tour with Dave Matthews and
Oh,
go overseas and into Iran and Kuwait and Baghdad with Kid Rock on the USO tour
okay.
and traveling in war times with the USO and across the Mediterranean, really hone my skills and all because I do music and all because I rap.
Okay. Well, what about social media? Tell everybody where we can find you on social
You
media.
can you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Big V of Nappy Roots, Vito Banger. You can look up my work on YouTube.
hmm
Um, I'm several anywhere if you're looking up Big V of Nappy Roots. You can find me anywhere.
Okay.
Vito Tisdale.
All right. Well, pick your favorite streaming media site and also your social media site, and find Big V and Nappy Roots. I'm sure you'll find him somewhere, just like he said, and I know he would love you for it. So,
So
we're getting ready to watch this music video of yours. It's called "All on Me." Is there a story behind that song? Maybe you could tell us a little bit about that.
let's say you got somebody you're sharing time with, and had a great 9 months. It's football season, and baby, we ain't spent no intimate time together. Let's say we got children, and she works and I work, and we hadn't really took time to look like, hey, you're doing a great job. This weekend, it's all on me. We're gonna go down to the Grand Opry Hotel, and we're gonna spend $1,000. We're gonna catch a few shows and eat steaks and get spas and back rubs and get us a hot tub and really be intimate for the weekend, and that's all on me.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much self-explanatory then, I guess, isn't it?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Okay. And we'll be watching that in just one second. But before we do, Big V, thank you so much for being on the show. Come back anytime you want to plug something new. We'd love to have you back.
Thank you, man, and you have a blessed day.
Okay, and here it is, All on Me by Big V and Nappy Roots, and it starts right now.
King of the Beast.
Lord have mercy, have mercy, have mercy. She could have her way, her way. I mean, nail done, everything did. Oh man, she could have it all. It's alright with me. Tell her.
Do what you wanna do, go anywhere you want. It's alright with me. You can have what you wanna have, get anything you want. Girl, it's all on me. We can do what you wanna do, go anywhere you want. It's alright. You can have what you wanna have, get anything you want. Girl, it's all on me. Let me be honest. I said I've been following you and your ebonics. You got me feeling some type of way, girl, you be on it. What's that you want? I don't know what it is about you, but I just can't get over your introduction. I'll be down to give you everything, girl. And that wherever you like. We can go anywhere. Go wherever you like. You can do what you wanna do, go anywhere you want. It's alright with me. You can have what you wanna have, get anything you want. Girl, it's all on me. We can do what you wanna do, go anywhere you want. It's alright with you. You can have what you wanna have, get anything you want. Girl, it's all on me.
Give you a picket fence, house and silver spoon. Put my astronaut suit on and go get you the moon. Run you a bubble bath, snuggle and make you laugh. Love the dimples in your cheek when you smile and laugh. May I have your autograph? Your diabetes sweet, like a rose with no thorn. Beautiful, unique. How about a shopping spree? Everything for free, in everything you see. Courtesy of me. By the way, the name is V. You know my resume. Oh no, hell no. Look like a good day for me to get to know you and have a chance to show you. And if I get to know you, you'll be loving what I show you. Or we can cruise and take a flight on a private jet. If we choose, we play fight and watch the sunset. Picnic on the line. You having fun yet? Cause it's only just begun, I ain't done yet.
We can do what you wanna do, go anywhere you want. It's alright with me. You can have what